Hello everyone, Ruby Retrohead Tarot and Tea here, and today I will present to you guys a new deck that I had picked up fall of last year, and part of the pile of decks that I had yet to unbox. Although technically for this one I had I did open it and read the guidebook, but I just didn't go through the cards themselves. It's kind of odd. Usually I kind of go in tandem, but in any case, so this deck, I'll say already, this was picked up in my area. It's a Marseille deck, and it is French, so it'll be primarily in French. So it'll be another installment of listen to me translate thing in about 2 seconds, as if I Google Translate. So this particular deck that I'm presenting you guys is called Le Tarot de Marseille Feel Good. Don't be fooled by the title. It's about the only thing that's English in this thing. This deck was created by Céline Camoun and Élodie Ascenci, and it is published by Le Lotus et l'Éléphant. So the lotus and the elephant, if I want to translate real quick. So I picked up this Marseille deck because it kind of gave me the same vibes as what is it called now? Squid Cake Tarot, which is another Marseille, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is Marseille, but it has like this cute like pastel-y kind of thing. I was close to buying it, but I don't know why I haven't picked it up. It's probably no. Yeah, it was one of those decks that I thought about it and then didn't really yeah, it was kind of came and went every time I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should put it in my list, and then I forgot about it, whichever. But in any case, I was at a bookstore. It's usually how it happens, at a bookstore, and I'm checking stuff around, books, whatever, and then I end up in the esoteric whatever section. They put the books. I saw this and thought it looked pretty cool, and picked it up. So basically, if I read the back of this real fast in English. So this feel good box contains 70 cards of Tarot de Marseille that were reviewed and modernized. So it was realized by Élodie Ascenci. This is her Instagram tag right there, who is a graphic designer and illustrator. The cards were carefully colored using a style with an imagery that's soft and modern at the same time. In the guidebook, Céline Camoun, yes, sweet cards, that's her tag there. Voyante. What's voyante in English? It's not seer. Medium, I think. Medium and Tarot de Marseille expert shares all their secrets to help you to feel all the symbolism and the messages of the cards. This box will guide you in your daily readings or daily guidings. So anyways, and you'll quickly become essentially knowledgeable in the card signification. Again, I apologize for my very choppy translation, but in short, that's what it is. So you can see by the back of the box, you know, it has kind of this bright but soft colors kind of thing. Yes, because it's Marseille, where we're going to have pip minors, but it's done in a pretty cool way, modernized, as they mentioned. So without further ado, I'll open it. As you can see, it's just kind of a, what do you call this, clamshell box. It has a little magnet so that it kind of stays closed. Like I mentioned before, I opened the box because I was really curious about the guidebook. So I took some time to read it, and it is pretty good. It's simple and clear, and we'll take a look a little bit later when we're gonna just shuffle the cards and draw a few cards. But you can see already just by flipping through it that it's colored and everything else. I don't know if it's a French thing or France thing. Anybody from France can tell me if they're watching this video. I don't know, for Marseille cards, like we are loving big cards. This is another large card, but it is, at least it's not as big and large as the Tarot Pop Culture. So let's see, for comparison. So this is Tarot Pop Culture. I reviewed and I flipped through this deck before, so it was pretty large. And if I compare it to this here, the feel good is a little bit fatter, but at least it's shorter. So at least I know that I'll be able to shuffle it without the cards falling out of my hands or having to, you know, warm up my hands and my joints before shuffling, because that will be one thing that I like least about this deck. But in any case, we're not talking about the pop culture. Let me put this back. And then while I'm here, I'll even compare it with a standard like RWS. This is from the Myth and Legends deck. So if I put them beside, we can see it is like a good thumb width larger all around. Okay, and as you can see from the reflection, it does have a gloss. The thickness and sturdiness of the cards, again, it doesn't have like that core whatever, because it is mass produced, so it's not like an indie grade type of cardstock. I would say in terms of what I personally prefer, I would put it below a US game cardstock. Like US game cardstock, some people don't like them as much, but I find they're rather durable, and it does have a good flexibility where you're not too afraid if you're ruffle shuffling them or anything like that. This one, yeah, I could ruffle shuffle, but and yeah, because it's shiny, you will see the thumbprints or whatever. Okay, and then because it's mass printed, so it's just plain, you know, not card decks, edges, which is fine. I don't mind it, and sometimes I even prefer it, so I don't worry so much about scratching them. The back of the cards, I would say they are not reversible. I'm looking at it. Yeah, they're not reversible because that 4-star here is up there, so it's not reversible necessarily, but you might not notice it right away, so it might not be a big thing. And then as it's a Tarot de Marseille, so as you can see here, we have the title of the cards here, and then the Roman numerals on top. So what I'm going to do, I am going to zoom in so we can see the cards a little bit better. And okay, good, there's no glare, and we can take a look at them, starting with the Magician. And already you can see how it's definitely modernized. It has that little younger facelift, if that makes sense. The symbols are like, the general symbols are there, like the infinity symbols and the wielding of the wand in this case, and all of that. But it definitely is definitely more modern. And then here with the La Papesse, which would be the High Priestess, it's kind of drawn to give like an older womanish look, but even there, I would say like this is a young 30 to between the ages of 30 to 40, if that. Like, the white hair doesn't mean anything at this point. And this is the Empress. I do like the extra floral decorations, I'll say, that are around. Now we have the Emperor. Again, here I still see some symbols like here on the throne. I still see some symbols that I would see on, I guess I would say, traditional Tajo de Marseille, but it's just spruced up again. Here it kind of looks like a St. Nicholas, Santa Claus type of business. And also another difference that I saw is especially if you buy like a reproduction of Old Marseille, 4 would be written with 4 individual ones to mark a progression, but instead they just stuck with conventional Roman numerals and putting a 1 before the 5. Now this is the Hierophant or the Pope. The Lovers. And here the girl kind of looks like, she kind of looks like the Empress here. The Chariot. I like her hairstyle. Justice in the 8th position, as it is Marseille. The Hermit. And then the Wheel of Fortune. That cat is kind of looking a little bit extra cartoonish. Not necessarily in a bad manner, but then Strength. And all the expression here, it kind of makes you think like, oh, it's like a mother, like I've had enough of your whining, quit it. And the lion's just like whining or griping about something. Then we have the Hangman, or in this case, Hangwoman. I'm noticing here there's money falling out of her pockets. Then Death, or more appropriately, the Arcana without name. And here they literally did write that in more traditional or even a little bit more modernized decks of Marseille. Usually they just don't put any title, they just leave it with number 13, but that's fine. And they kept the old style. I think they're roses, if I'm not mistaken, like when they used to draw them like that. Now we have Temperance. The Devil. The House of God, which is the Tower. And then we have the Star. The Moon. I always like when the moon is kind of in a style similar to this, to the traditional, with the wolf and the dog and the little crawfish, lobster, whatever. I don't know, I like it like that. Then the Sun, very pretty. No horse, no kids, no nothing. Judgment. I probably should have said, since I don't know, the Devil, there's some nudity, but here we go. And the World. Here, interestingly enough, there is none of the animals at the corners. And the Fool, which in Marseille tradition is placed at the end. A cute little sausage dog. And now we're on to the minors. Typically in the ordering style of Marseille decks, they put the court cards first, followed by the numbered pips. There are, depending on who's asking, they may put, well, they'll put here king, queen. Here it looks like it's gonna be king, queen, knight, and yeah. So here they decide to put king first, but sometimes there will be some that will put the knight first in the court order. So anyways, so that's the King of Wands. And interestingly enough, there's an owl in the wands. Usually I see them along in the swords suit. Then the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Wands. By the look in his eyes and his general face, he looks like he's seen some things. Then the Page of Wands. She's so pretty. Now we have the Ace. Two. Which I guess, did they just copy? Well, they didn't really copy. Well, actually, yeah, they kind of copied the Ace of Wands and just changed up the color. It's fine. It is pips, so there is usually some symmetry in those. Then we have the 3. Four. 5 of Wands. 6. 7. 8. This one. 9. And 10 of Wands. Now I hope the mic on my camera is not picking up my downstairs neighbor because they have decided to start up their music. This is now round 2. So hopefully you won't pick all that karaoke business going on here. Now we have the King of Pentacles. I like his look. I think he looks pretty cool. Then the Queen of Pentacles. I think she might be my favorite queen out of this deck. I think there was another one. Then the Knight of Pentacles, who again looks tired. What's going on? And then the Page. I've noticed a few times on some people, like clearly a cell phone sticking out of their pockets, and it's kind of amusing to me. Now we have the Ace of Pentacles. The 2. 3. 4. 5 of Pentacles. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10 of Pentacles, which I think was the cover box too. Yes, it was the cover box art. Now we are with the Cups and the King of Cups. I'm really hoping you're not hearing all this music I'm hearing right now because it's kind of funny. At first it was all old French music, and by French music I'm meaning like from France, and now I think they've gone to Italy or something. And now we have Queen. The Knight. Oh, geez. And the Page. And this time, no cell phone. Here's the Ace of Cups. I like it. I like this one. And again with the Lotus and everything else. Then we have Two of Cups with a couple of fishes. Oh, little kitties in the Three of Cups. I'm saying that as if I haven't read the guidebook, but I read the guidebook maybe 2 or 3 months ago, so I'm forgetting bits and pieces. Here's the Four of Cups. And then 5. We have 6. 7. 8. Little bitty beads. And 9. And 10 of Cups. I like this here. Now finally we are with the Swords and the King of Swords, who's looking really young. I think that might be one of the youngest kings I've seen in a deck. I'm thinking, oh well, maybe putting aside Happy Tarot, but let's put that in a different category. Ah, there's my other favorite queen, Queen of Swords. She's looking pretty good there. We have the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords, looking pretty batty. Now with the Ace, the 2, Three of Swords, the 4, the 5 of Swords, Six of Swords, 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, again with some little bees. And finally, the 10 of Swords with an owl, where usually I would see it. Well, usually, I'm used to seeing it, I should say. And so there we go. Here is the flip through completed for the Feel Good Tarot Marseille. So all in all, I like the image, like they mentioned at the back of the box. Definitely a more, I want to say hip, but I sound old when I say like it's so hip. But in any case, I'll say it. There are definitely in the cards some that definitely you can see, you know, the OG Tarot Marseille card would look similar to this, but this is more, I guess, I don't want to say upgraded, because it's not as if the old version is no good, but where it's been uplifted, it's been modernized, so that it doesn't feel as back of the library stuffy kind of thing, you know what I mean? And so what I will do, I'll resume back. I'm gonna go and shuffle these cards. So like I mentioned, they are larger than standard. Oh, wait. Did I do this right? Oh, yes, I did. Okay, never mind. I thought I put reverse in there. What was I saying? Yes, so they are wider than a standard RWS deck and some Marseille decks. But at least with this one, it's nothing that's completely unmanageable. It is glossy, so it will be prone to cards flying out of your hands if you're not careful. Well, actually, you know what? Because those two flip, there we go. But because they're slippery, also the advantage is that there won't be clumps when you're shuffling. It's just being careful when shuffling. And I just want to shuffle to kind of get a feel of how it handles itself, and it's not too bad. Again, you just have to be careful that cards don't fly out of your hands. Let me try shuffling, but from the side here. Okay. Yeah, and it's not too bad. I kind of do that with large oracle cards, and this works. Okay, in any case, there were two cards that flipped up. It was the Justice and the Eight of Pentacles. So we're going to take a look at what the guidebook said. Like I mentioned, I read the guidebook way earlier before I even looked through the cards physically, and it's very informative. I do have to say it's informative. It feels very inviting. It doesn't cram a lot of things in, so that, like, you know, sometimes you read some guidebooks or books on certain matter and it feels so dense that it's kind of, your head is swimming and you're finding yourself reading the same sentence 2 or 3 times just to be sure that you actually read the sentence and it didn't just kind of fly over your head. So in short, how it was built up, I believe it was, who was the writer of the guidebook? It was yes, Céline Camoun. So how they built it, so here you have the table of content. So it goes over just a little bit about the composition, the symbolism of the tarot, then the major and the minor arcana, their meanings, and then some advice to do to when drawing cards. So it'll be something like being in a good disposition, in a good mood, how to use the minor arcana, to how to associate 2 cards, reverse cards, when to pull cards, and how to ask good questions when pulling cards. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different spreads that are offered. And at the end, we have a couple of pages where you can add your own notes there, which is pretty cool. And then a little word ending, parting words. So this is here just to show you the spread. So here, this is like the card of the day. So basically a 1 card draw. Then here the past, present, future. So 3 card draw. And then a draw in a cross, which is very popular with Marseille. A lot of, if you watch Marseille readers, at least the one that I watch in French, a lot of them very much that will be their go-to, like the 4 card draw with the 5th one optional, depending how they do it. Most of the time they do a 5 card. And then let me talk a little bit more also at the front. So here at the front, when they talk about the composition, is just the basic. Okay, so it has 78 cards, 22 major, 56 minor. Then with the symbolism, it'll add little details, like for example, the odd numbers are active numbers, and odd numbers, yes, and even numbers are passive numbers. And then what symbolism you can pull from the character that is standing, that is sitting, if they're looking or turned towards the left, the right, or facing you. And then also the colors and what they could be meaning. There's an element associated to the colors, depending on which plane, if we could say, like a spiritual plane, a human level, well, plane or level. Anyways, and then there's signification, which I thought was pretty cool. And then after that, it starts going into there. So whether it's minor or major, you'll have a little, well, it's a big thumbnail, but a small little color picture of the card, then some quick keywords about the card, and then a little explanation down there. So let's start here with the Justice that we pulled here. There we go. So let's go to the Justice, which, if we remember, in Marseille, it is number 8 and not 11. I'm going too far. What is going on? There we go. There we are. So here for Justice, The keywords that we have are balance, stability, rigor, justice, and authorization. Okay, again, I will do a quick live Google Translate. If you're French, pause, read. You don't have to suffer through my quick translate. For the rest of y'all, I'm sorry once again. She looks at things straight ahead. At things straight ahead. She assumes herself and will maintain a balance, justice. You have to question your integrity and your intelligence to see the pour rétablir le bilan d'une situation, to get an overall look of the situation and see if it is really balanced. Have the courage to have the courage to have the courage to cut through to attain this balance, whatever the consequence may be. You handle situations well. It's time to balance them without falling into perfectionism. Stabilize the different aspects of your life while staying human. Adapt yourself to circumstances. With this card, you have to face life. I hope my translation makes sense. So essentially, it's just that, she looks at things right in the eyes and assumes things. And this, I would say, is a good summary of how justice cards is explained in, tarot books about Marseille, in just maybe a more, like I said, more bite-sized, more approachable than if you were to take, I guess, Jodorowsky's book, where, it has like tons of symbols, and it's interesting and it's great to learn these things, but sometimes it's just so much that you're like, okay, I need a break after reading a paragraph. So at least there's that. And now we're gonna go ahead to the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, there we are. So here for the Eight of Pentacles, the keywords that we have are establish a strategy, plan, rigor, and consistency in our in managing our assets, I'll say. And it's funny because it also has plan here and rigor, which was in the justice. But in any case, so here, let me read quickly. Voici le moment idéal pour faire le point, aboutir à un équilibre de vos finances. Okay, so this is the perfect moment to kind of have a look and end up with a balance in your finance. This is your capacity to vous remettre en question. I know there's an expression in English for that. Dang it, I forgot it. It's your capacity to question yourself in an honest and concrete manner, which will change your life on a financial and material point of view. This card announces the end of legal matters with a material compensation. So sometimes with pentacles, it can touch on legal aspects at times, as well with swords, but here it happens sometimes. So basically here what it's saying is that for the Eight of Pentacles, there's something where it's time to plan and to make sure that your financial stuff is balanced, and if it's overspending, things that you're supposed to be paying off, make sure that you're not forgetting anything and everything is accounted for. And then also it could be if you had a question about something that was on a legal aspect or that could touch on the legal aspect, this here card will mark the end of those proceedings, and that will be in your favor, obviously, since you're going to have some sort of material compensation. But then again, this is for those that are comfortable with doing readings on legal matters. Personally, I'm not, so I wouldn't necessarily mention them. And so that's what we have for the explanation. And again, because this is French, I wouldn't want you guys to kind of shy away from getting it if you want to learn about Marseille, are interested. Because nothing, with all the updates Google is doing with the Google Translate, you can even Google Translate with an image. You snap the picture and it translates it for you. Yes, it's not going to be perfect, but at least it's already there. And you can make your little notes on the page or at the back of the little book there, so you can you can kind of memorize a little bit what it is. And then even if you are familiar, even before Marseille, if you're familiar with numerology and the general meanings, along with how they associate, how generally the suits are associated with the elements, you already have that going for you, so it's already there. And I did like also at the end, one of the little things that they mention here, for example, with the minor arcana, because with Tarot de Marseille, often you'll see readers that will just use the major arcana to do their reads. They'll kind of ignore, they won't use the minors. Or what will happen is that they'll do their readings with the major, and then we'll use the minor arcana to clarify the cards. Some will just shuffle the whole deck and then read it as such. So it depends. It's three style. Either they'll read just with the majors, or majors plus minor clarifiers, or they'll just do like with Rider-Waite-Smith or any other deck where you just shuffle everything together and do your draws. And I did like also here when it talks about joining two cards together. So it's basically a little trick when you have two cards or even more cards, how to kind of read them together and join them together in a sentence or an overall picture. So here basically it says, just a little trick that they gave, or that she gives, is to have a keyword for each card. And then when they come together, you have your general idea of what it is. So here to give an example with the Empress and Temperance. So if you give a keyword of communication for Empress and balance for Temperance, with the two you would have to have a balanced communication here. Okay. And then here, because it's kind of funny because Justice also kind of can talk about legal matters. And here, let's say I would have picked the keyword favorable court judgment. Then here would be like, I'll have the final verdict on the case I'm having. It will be favorable in my favor, kind of thing, like a favorable court decision, basically. And then here they talk about the reverse cards and whether you do them or not. And then here, the author notes that personally they don't physically reverse cards, but if you do, generally, if it's right side up, it's whatever the card meaning is, and if it's reversed, then it would be the negative aspects or the opposite of the cards. And then there's here a little table about if you want to draw cards on a particular date. Obviously, you can draw your cards whenever day of the week that you can. But if you have maybe a specific matter that you have a question about, like maybe if you want to lean a little bit more on the astrological side of things. So she gives a little thing. So for example, Monday, you could do draws that have as a theme, whether it's emotional, creativity. Tuesday, if there's conflicts that you'd like to solve, anything on the legal, actions to take. Wednesday for anything that has to do with communication, negotiation. Thursday, spirituality, wisdom, sciences. Friday, we have love, harmony, femininity. Saturday, like life philosophy question, introspection. If you need to take a step back. And then Sunday, and something like spirituality, gratitude, like more uplifting things. So I thought that was pretty cool. And now my light, I think, is slowly dying, so I'll finish my my video here. But what I think about this deck, I think it is pretty cool. It's a very nice modern version of Marseille. So anybody who would like to learn Marseille but felt put off, or I don't know, I don't want to say repulsed, but like they kind of felt put off, or they weren't too keen on the more historical reproductions. This is definitely something for them. It's definitely with the color palettes, with how the characters are drawn, it's definitely open for any and all. Definitely, I could definitely see it that it was created with like a younger audience in mind. But I mean, myself, I would use it myself. I like this brighter color kind of scheme, kind of thing happening. And let's see what else to say about it. I do like the pips, how they're drawn. I like for each card, it's not necessarily the same little, I don't know, decoration or little adding. So here sometimes you'll have plants. Here you have dragonflies. What else? Like, yeah, flowers, I mentioned those. You know, you had bees and things like that. So I thought this was pretty cool. The cardstock, you know, it's not too bad. Maybe just be careful when shuffling them. It is wide. I don't have one of my oracles nearby, but I feel like it's about as wide as an oracle, that a typical oracle you would find in stores or online. It's easy to read because it's large print. The guidebook itself, I've enjoyed it, and I enjoy it because it's very informative. Lots of little advice and tips and tricks, and the explanations I felt were solid enough for anyone who wants to start off, or either wants to start off period in reading tarot, or would like to get to learn about Marseille. I think this is a pretty welcoming, a pretty open, bright, friendly. There you go, friendly introduction to a Tarot de Marseille for anyone who would be interested in learning or getting a Marseille deck. I'll put the link where you'll be able to get it in the description box. I got it at a physical bookstore, but you can get it either on Amazon France. Ooh, how did I say that? Amazon France, or the Lotus et l'Elephant website. I think you can buy it directly from there. But in any case, I'll put the links in the description. But definitely, you know, French speakers, English speakers, I don't think the fact that this is in French, I don't think it should stop you from getting it if you're really feeling pulled towards the art of the cards. I think they're pretty cool. So with that, because now my light is completely dying and I don't know how dark this is getting, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you so much for spending the time with me to see this flip through of the Feel Good Tarot de Marseille, created by Céline Camoun and Élodie Ascenci. Yes, Ascenci. Then let me know in the comments what you think of this deck. With this, if it was, I don't know if I should compare it to Squid Cake, because Squid Cake is also cute, but it's also smaller, so it has that going for it. So I don't know. You could, I mean, nothing's stopping you from getting the two of them, but does it give you Squid Cake vibes, like, or maybe it's just me. Let me know if you have any questions. What do you think about this deck? Would this be something that could encourage you or push you towards learning Marseille if you are curious about it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below while the box is sliding on the slippery cards. So at least there's that. If you don't like slippery cards, either find a way to make it tacky, or unfortunately this may not be the cards for you. Let me know in this comment section, everything down below, down there. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.